Hello, friends, and welcome to the PowHERful podcast. I'm your host, AJ McCord. In this podcast, we introduce you to powerful women who are changing the game in and outside of their field of play. These are women's stories, women who happen to be doing things that many of us can only dream of, but the lessons and inspiration they share is universal. Welcome back to the PowHERful podcast. We are here for She Weekend in Las Vegas, and it is just an incredible setup here at Park MGM. So we are going to have a bunch of different Olympians, Paralympians coming through today, and I'm so excited. We're starting with Jaelin Kauf, who is already a friend of the podcast. She came on a few years ago. You've added a few pieces of hardware since I've seen you last. 2 medals in Milan-Cortina, coming home with a pair of silvers. Now we're in Vegas. What is your impressions of this She Weekend so far?
Yeah, it has been crazy so far, starting with, the whole setup at the gate in Salt Lake, the chartered flight, Flavor Flav, chanting on the plane. It's been crazy, but it's so cool that he put all of this together and just get to all celebrate as women in sports.
It's so cool how it all started with a tweet about the women's hockey team and their gold medal, right? And all of a sudden it turned into, not all of a sudden, through a lot of hard work and a lot of planning, and it's turned into this weekend where there's like something around 200 Olympians and Paralympians here celebrating women in sport, what you guys did in Cortina. Has it felt like a big reunion of Team USA a little bit?
Yeah, I really didn't know what to expect coming into this weekend, who is coming, who's going to be here, but it's been so fun to see all of these other athletes and get a chance to catch up, especially with the Olympics this year being the multi-venue, and didn't get to see a lot of the athletes that weren't in Lavinia over there, didn't get to see a lot of the Paralympians either, so to actually see everyone and congratulate everyone on an amazing Olympics.
I know, it's okay. So let's talk about an amazing Olympics, because you walked away with 2 medals. So mogul star here, she does moguls and dual moguls, and I remember talking to you and you were so excited about dual moguls because it was like this very intense, like you can see your competitor out the side of your eye, and you ended up walking away with a medal. So tell me, was it everything you hoped and dreamed it would be to have it in the games?
Yeah, it was so amazing to be a part of that debut of the sport. Dual moguls has been in World Cup forever, in our World Championships, and so I'm used to competing in it all the time. And I think it's such an amazing spectator sport too, because you see the 2 athletes going down side by side, and if it's really close, maybe you can't tell, but generally the crowd has an idea of what run was better, and that's a little harder with singles. And there was just such a energy and excitement that whole day.
Yeah.
Of we're all just a part of that history, being able to compete in dual moguls in the Olympics for the first time, and got to share the podium with my teammate Liz as well, which was amazing, and have so many family and friends over there to be able to watch and take in those moments with me as well.
You talked last year before, as a part of this Olympic journey, because you are the most decorated moguls, like you do all of the things all the time. What is the thing that you're most proud of yourself for in this games, of how you showed up?
That's such a good question. What am I most proud of? I feel like just being able to show up for myself. And, this games was an entirely different experience going in as a previous medalist. I guess it makes sense that it's different, but I didn't think of it. Just that kind of weight on you is so different.
Yeah.
And originally going into these games, the first day of competition, I was trying to put 2022 on repeat.
Yep.
Do the same things, go through that, like what made me feel good and compete good, then trying to do it again, and doesn't work that way. It was just such a different experience, and that weight and that pressure of having a medal that I didn't really realize until my first competition run.
Wow.
I thought I was doing well. I landed the top air and couldn't feel my legs, and ended up blowing out, which I don't like. I normally ski through any mistake. Like I don't blow out. And that made me realize like how much I was carrying that I wasn't letting myself acknowledge. And so after that, just really resetting, focusing on why I was there, what I wanted to do, and I didn't have to go out and prove anything or win off the bat and go all out first run. And so just getting to the place where I could just ski for myself and just have fun and, you know, take it one run at a time and see what happens.
So take me inside that reset, because pressure is not something that you're unused to, right? Like you've been the hunted, if you will, before, because you've stood on top of many a podium. Why do you think the games was different than all those World Cups where you knew coming into it, like, hey, people are going to be gunning for my number one spot?
Yeah. I mean, I think generally the games are just different. They're a different beast. They bring a whole different level of pressure and expectations with them. You know, we only get to compete in them and even try to compete at them every 4 years. And it's this time around 2 events. But just a couple minutes of competition that you work so hard for and dream your whole life of getting to showcase in that moment at that time. And so that just adds, a whole different weight to it. And I think, I'm used to pressure in World Cups and previous Olympics, but every pressure is so different. And so that pressure of having a medal already is so different than wearing the number 1 bib or, which I guess I also did in duels, but like whatever it is. And so just letting myself acknowledge that pressure and
Take me inside the reset. How did you do that? Because it's like you said, it's only a few minutes of competition. You have the blowout the first run and you're sitting there going, okay, I know I have to reset because I don't have that many chances. It is the Olympics. So how did you reset?
I cried a lot.
It's always a good way to go. Always a good place to start.
To my boyfriend and my brother had a hotel together at the Olympics, and so to both of them, just kind of, I think I really needed to let it out. I think there are things that I knew but hadn't let myself kind of think or say. And so it was really important for me to actually acknowledge those things, to get them out, to say them to someone. And then once I did that, be able to, okay, now what? How do we move on? And they were both so amazing and just, you know, asking the questions of, what do you want out of this? Just have fun. Don't think about anything else. You're skiing for an audience of 1 out there, and just those kind of simple things that I knew but needed to hear as well.
So when you got up to the start gate for the next run, how did it feel different?
So I actually also did, my friend gave me their spirit animal little card deck. A little travel size one that I brought to the game, so that was also a part of my reset. I drew a card, which I was a little nervous about. So what if it's
not
doesn't
one that I
sound
want.
good, But I drew the dragonfly, and part of the, I guess, how I interpreted this card was the dragonfly is all about taking deep breaths. And they kind of have little things in there of how to bring into focus. And it was deep breaths, and so I packed that card in my bag for the next day, and so that's up in the start gate. I was thinking to myself, I was I'm a dragonfly, just take deep breaths and just ski a run.
Oh my gosh.
It doesn't have, you're not winning this run, it's a qualification run. So you just need a decent score. So just don't do anything crazy. Just put down your run and just get to the bottom. And,
just take a deep breath and do what you know to do. Yeah. It's crazy how I think breathing is something that is so universal in sport, but it's something that we so rarely talk about. Even like when I'm out surfing and I turn around and I go for a wave, if I take a minute to like take a deep breath and center and say like, okay, I am strong enough to catch this wave is not too big for me, like I can make this wave.
Totally.
My confidence goes through the roof and my body follows. It is so wild how that works. And how are you sitting with everything that you accomplished in Italy?
Yeah, I mean, it's been so amazing. That Olympic experience for me was just so incredible, and being able to take it all in with family and friends was my highlight of the games. And for me, those medals are just, I don't know, little cherries on top. Like I already have a medal, I guess, which like, I don't know, kind of sounds funny. It like I feel like it doesn't change anything for me having more. It's really amazing, and it's really, really cool to have those and be able to share them with people. But more than anything, like I went out and was able to ski and perform how I wanted to, and get to celebrate and be at the Olympics with so many family and friends, and like that was the greatest joy.
Yeah. So don't hate me for this question, but we are here at Ski Weekend, which is going to kind of wrap up the celebration of the 2026 Games. How are we feeling for the French Alps in 2030?
I think they will be amazing.
She's like, not right now. I'm not telling you anything.
I have been on World Cup now for 11 years. My third Olympics. I've been at it for a long time, and I know I'm still young. I'm older for my sport.
Totally.
For the team, for World Cup, and I feel like I'm not saying I'm retiring right now, but I feel like I've accomplished even before this Olympics, everything that I could ever dream of in this sport. And so I could so easily walk away today and be so happy with it. I'm still loving what I'm doing. I still feel like I'm getting better. Like I haven't peaked as an athlete. I know that I can ski faster, I can go bigger. Like I still have more potential, I guess, in like my own skiing and capabilities. But I think, getting ready to, see what capabilities I have outside of skiing too. And so I'm going to compete this year. We have world championships at the end of the year. And then kind of see where we're at. I don't really have my eyes set on the French Alps at this point, but who knows?
Okay, well, good. I'm glad we at least get you for another World Cup season to watch you compete. But I'm just so grateful for like how you've shown up as a person for the last few years. You've been such a great example of just resilience, and I think talking about something that is hard, where you come in and have a shocker your first run, and how you recover from that. It's so incredible because it's so universal. Everybody can relate to like not meeting their own expectations and having to reset. And so and I love that you drew the dragonfly. That's just like the perfect one. It's exactly what you needed. So I love that. Thanks for stopping back by the PowHERful. This has been great, and we'll keep celebrating Ski Weekend all weekend long. We're just getting started. Welcome back to the PowHERful podcast. I'm so excited to be joined by none other than Amber Glenn. Amber, it was so sick to watch you compete in Milan-Cortina. Now we're linking up in Vegas. Tell me what it's been like for Ski Weekend so far.
It's been absolutely incredible. I mean, being surrounded by such powerful female athletes has been a fantastic experience, especially in a non-stressful environment. Usually, we're competing and it's, every second counts. For just here, and we're just getting to have a great time.
Yeah. Speaking of every second counts, your performances in the Olympics was so incredibly I like run out of adjectives because they were moving, they were empowering, they were impactful. But I think the moment that sticks with me most is the one where you picked yourself back up after a disappointment. Tell me more about that moment and how you developed that kind of skill set.
Yeah, and it wasn't instantaneous. Of course, I had the profound sadness and disappointment, and I wasn't instantly like, oh, well, I'm going to go back out there and kill it. Like, I had to sit with it for a second and really just accept it. And then I was able to finally move on, because it was such a tough moment when you worked so hard for something and then it just kind of slips away from you. But, you know, luckily I had my training to rely back on, and I knew I could do it. And I reminded myself, like, I'm just happy to be here. Like, how many people get to go to the Olympics? Yeah. I never thought I'd even make it. So I really had to just like take a step back and look and think, this is an incredible opportunity. Like, I need to enjoy it. Yeah. And I think that is what really helped me be able to do my best the next day.
Well, and so I was a gymnast, so I know very well the pain of like, I messed up a skill and I still have to smile and I still have to perform and I still have to act like my world is not just crashing around me. You know? How do you work on that side of the game, if you will? Like, how do you work on that? Because I think it's something that we're starting to talk about mental health so much more, but there's still that element of like, our sports require us to perform. So how do you do that?
I haven't always been known for being the best at it, and I've worked on it for sure. It is still something that I struggle with. I wear my heart on my sleeve. I'm very much open about who I am, how I feel. So to kind of fake it is very hard. But it is something that is required in a sport like this. When you're performing, not everything's going to always go your way. And it's frustrating, and not just because, you know, it's like, oh, you're a perfectionist. It's like, not necessarily because of that. Right. It's because I know I can do better. And it's like, sometimes it's just something so silly. It's like, why did I do that? Yeah. Why did I let myself like slip from that focus? And I just had to, again, remind myself, like, it's not all, like, people talk about my performance and they talk about these highlights, and all I can think about is like the mistakes. Yeah. And I'm like, well, you still have those highlights. Like, you can still have great moments even after a mistake.
Yeah. That change of perspective is so hard though, because you're like, I know I'm my own worst critic, right? Yes. Like, no one is going to be harder on me than me. Yep. But it takes so much work to then be like, okay, but remember, I'm at the Olympics. Yes. Like, I made it to the games. Yeah. And it's such a cool thing to hear you just reflect on that, because I think, again, there are so many highlights, and I want to talk about the highlights, but those moments are the ones that feel relatable. Those are the ones where I'm like watching you do your ice skating, and I'm like, I can never do that, but I can relate to the devastation of messing up something. Yeah. And then watching you pick yourself back up was just like, I was emotional for you, because it was just like one of those, like, this is what it's about. It's about, this is why sport is so powerful, because it embodies these lessons that we can learn.
Yeah, for sure. And it's great to see the like perfect, you know, moment happen for someone and everything to work out. But growing up, I would see that and I think, oh, well, I'm not able to do that, so I'll never be able to be on that level. I'll never make it to the Olympics because I'm not capable of having that like perfect story of just everything working out and falling into place. And, you know, I might not have had everything go perfect, but I made it to the Olympics. And I had my own story, and I got to enjoy it and have it be my own. So it's, I think, definitely more relatable for some people. And especially as someone who wasn't an overnight success. Like, it took a long time, a lot of work.
Yeah. So tell me what you've been up to now, because we've had some like heated rivalry-esque clips dropping. Tell me about this. Tell me about it.
I mean, right after we had Stars on Ice tour for about 2 months, so I got to tour with my teammates, which was really fun. Very exciting. Just some of the best time of my life for sure. Just getting to perform and be with my friends. And then I had some stuff I did in LA, which was, of course, with HBO. It was so cool to get that like email, and it was just so, I mean, instantly, like, I got to really talk to the director, and we really collaborated on it, which was so kind and so nice. And we really got to learn about each other's worlds. And it was just a very powerful female crew. So I was just so grateful for that. And then my co-star Lena, she she also enjoys like anime and magic and all the fun little things that I enjoy. So I got to do that. I got to be with Alona and her sisters on her podcast. I got to check out the Smosh Studios, the YouTube channel I watched for a while. Like there were so many fun, cool things. And then I got to do a Magic the Gathering in Marvel, like red carpet. Like what? It was so fun. I got to enjoy my niche little hobbies because I worked so hard and trained, and because of that, I got to just show who I am. And that was just a lot of fun. And now we're here, honestly. It's been just go, go, go.
Crazy. And tell me a little bit about like just how fun it is after the Olympics to have this moment where all of you is embraced, right? Because that's what it feels like we're getting to see. Like we saw ice skater Amber crush it at the games. We saw human Amber pick herself back up. And now we're seeing all of your little hobbies just everywhere. So how does it feel to be like every side of me gets a chance to shine?
Well, what's funny is I feel like for so long, I didn't have other sides to me. Like it was just skating all the time. And that wasn't healthy. It wasn't maintainable. Like I wasn't able to keep going in such a focused one lane kind of journey. And so I found other things to do. I found other hobbies, other passions. And I think that really made me a better athlete. And now, because I became a better athlete, I'm able to talk about these things and people want to work with me. And it's really, really cool. And I'm so grateful for that. And I hope I can continue to just kind of keep spreading my message of wanting to talk about mental health, wanting to talk about being in the queer community, wanting to talk about what I'm passionate about and making, sport a better place for female athletes. And then also like, hey, I have these things I enjoy, like, you want to support me, it's great.
I love it. And it's such an encouragement to see, because gymnastics, same thing. It was like, that's all I did all the time. And it's so important for young athletes to see you embracing all the sides and be like, oh yeah, I can stay a whole person while being an elite athlete.
For sure.
It's so good. So thank you for stopping by. I appreciate it.
Welcome back to the PowHERful Podcast. No big deal. We have the most decorated para-snowboarder on the planet joining us right now. Brenna Huckaby, I'm so excited to see you.
I know. I'm so excited to talk to you in person. This is such a treat.
It's so crazy because we've known each other for probably 2 or 3 years now. You came on the podcast a few years ago, and we had a moment last night at She Weekend here in Vegas, and we were like, wait, this is the first time in person.
Yeah, I know. I feel like I know you, and maybe it's a parasocial relationship.
Yeah, it's fun. I'm great with it. Honestly, I'm here for all the parasocial.
I mean, I'm happy with
that. That does mean, do I get to also hold your medals every once in a while? Are we that parasocial?
Yeah, the thing is,
I forgot
them. No, I forgot them. So when I remember to get them out of my closet, yes.
Okay, great. If we can timeshare the medals and
Perfect.
I get 3 minutes, then we're good.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Tell me about the experience in Italy.
Oh, Italy. Where do I begin? Oh man, honestly, my favorite part of Italy was having my family there. 2022, we weren't allowed to have spectators. But yeah, it was a challenging games for me. I knew that the competition was gonna be hard, right? It's the Paralympics, of course. But I wasn't, I don't know. It was harder than I expected. It was my first time walking away from a Paralympics without a medal in an event. But I firmly believe that was where I needed to finish because I needed that experience to show me, how much I've grown mentally and the person that I am to know that I can handle it. And then also it's shown me, maybe I do want another.
Ooh, okay, we're going to dissect all of that. Let's talk about the first one because, like I said, most decorated para-snowboarder in history. Para-snowboarding's been in the game since 2014, right? Yeah, 2014. And you have 5 medals?
Yes.
5 medals, okay. So tell me more about why it was important for you, how you flipped what could have been viewed as a failure of walking away without the medal into something where you're like, wait a minute, actually, this is showing how strong I am. That's a crazy switch up. That's an impressive mental side of the game.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think people understand how many competitions we have in a year. So this wasn't like my one and done. Like
Right.
I know how I can perform. This might have been, let's see, I've had maybe 3 snowboard cross races where I didn't finish on a podium in my entire career.
Whoa.
2 or maybe all 3 of them happened this year. So I knew, like, I was just having a challenging year. I was trying new things with my equipment. I think that's a big one. So 2 of the earlier ones, I was trying a new setup. So one thing about para sports, I just have to say, one thing I love about it is there's no like rule book. We are creating it. We are figuring out what's going to maximize our ability on snow. And we've had like a long evolution. I wish I could have photos of everything I've tried. And we had a new one. We had this 3D printed wedge that goes underneath my snowboard binding.
Okay.
And I started trying it for the first time this season. So the season of the games, which
Oh
is
my gosh.
not the time you want to be making new adjustments. The thing is that adjustment had leaps and bounds in my turning, my the cleanliness of my turning, which equals speed.
Totally.
So we were like, hey, we have to do this. However, it made some things with snowboard cross harder.
Got it.
So early in the season, some things weren't great because of that. So all of this to say, it was a hard year. But yeah, I walked away knowing that the world keeps spinning. I have put so much time and effort into my craft. I am really dang good at what I do.
Yeah, you are.
And yeah, I won qualifiers by 2 seconds. Like, I know I belonged there. And can I say shit?
Yeah, absolutely.
Shit happens.
Yes, it does.
Right? So I can't account for what my competitor's gonna do. I can only account for what I'm gonna do. And some border crossing happened. That's what we call it in snowboard cross.
Yeah.
You got snowboard crossed. That's what happened to me. And I don't know. I can walk away going, it's not a reflection of my worth. Like, I'm still Brenna motherfucking Huckaby.
Yeah, you are. Yes, you are.
And I know what I can do, and I want to try that again in 4 years.
Yeah. Okay. Wow.
Yeah.
Great. So we're gonna get you back for
Yeah.
2030,
Yeah.
which is
Yeah.
fantastic.
I mean, injuries,
yeah,
the other things,
all the
yeah,
things.
juju, good juju, but yeah.
But I want to talk about the equipment side of things.
Yes.
Because that is something that does not get talked about in para enough,
Mm-hmm.
even though it is like oftentimes a very critical piece of
Yeah.
para, right? Especially when you're talking about a lower limb disability where you're wearing a prosthetic and you're figuring that out. So
Yeah.
tell me about the technology, because I know you're
Yes.
kind of nerding out on
Yeah,
it right
I
now,
know.
which I'm obsessed with. So tell me about how you have become not just an athlete, but you're also dialing in the tech a little bit too. That's going to make a difference for yourself, but athletes in the future.
Yeah, for sure. I would say a lot of the evolution has come not just from like the things we were adding to our board, but also I don't know what I was about to say. I think I was mixing technology and prosthetics.
Perfect,
We'll
okay.
make a word out of there one day. The technology of prosthetics has evolved.
Yes.
So right now I use a Moto knee and VersaFoot, which has bike shocks in both the knee and the foot.
Okay.
And so it gives me like a rebound
Yep.
and like an extend and retract that like my walking prosthetic couldn't allow. And so within those shocks, you're dialing in what settings work for you specifically.
Right. Okay.
Which is like kind of frustrating because it's like, can you just tell me what to do?
Yeah.
And like coach is like, no, you have to tell me what you're feeling and we'll make adjustments. And every day is different. Every course is different. So some things might not work. It's a whole thing.
Yeah.
But once we've gotten my leg pretty dialed, then we started seeing, oh, this is where, like, if we were to compare where you are on your snowboard against somebody with 2 functioning Olympic legs, like an Olympic snowboard crosser,
Yeah.
here is what you're not doing. And we have gone from, is it a physical issue? Like,
Right.
do you need to just get stronger
Yeah.
to make this thing work? Or is this an equipment issue? Like, is this a technique issue?
Like
So
a mechanical issue.
yes,
Yeah.
and so with my turning specifically,
Yes.
we were able to narrow down that my issue was mechanical. There was
Okay.
something in my prosthetic that was not allowing that pressure in my board.
Got it.
And
Whoa.
yes, isn't that
That's
crazy?
crazy.
So like an Olympian or someone with 2 legs, they're able to dial down their physical body of like
Right.
nutrition and strength and maybe mental. We're doing that as well. But we're also adding in the equipment, engineering. Like, I don't have that brain. I rely on my coaches to be able to
Yeah.
help me with that. But that is a other whole piece to the puzzle.
Well, and it's crazy because if you think about, like, for example, on a snowboard, right, when you're doing a turn, it's a lot of like pressure on your toes, pressure on your heels, depending on which way you're turning. But with your prosthetic, what you're explaining is like putting a wedge in is actually helping your body get that message of pressure down to your prosthetic in the boot,
Yes.
so you can execute the same pressure that somebody who has 2 feet and is feeling it is doing.
Yes.
That's
exactly
crazy.
You know what I kind of feel like it's like driving a car or like car racing where like they have to dial in their cars.
Yes.
That's kind of how I feel with my leg.
Yeah.
Like,
oh my gosh.
Yeah.
And you sound so excited about it now. I'm sure it's very frustrating.
It is extremely frustrating in the moment.
Yeah.
But I like have this disabled life philosophy that like being a disabled person is like, oh, it sounds so wrong when I say this, but a gift, but it's truly like a different human experience that obviously not everyone gets to have, and this is just a piece of it. And sometimes I'm just like, yeah, how lucky am I to figure it out? Again, if you're gonna ask me in the thick of it, that's not the answer you're gonna get. You know, I'm gonna be like, I hate being disabled. I hate this, whatever. But you know, it's type 2 fun. Once I'm out of it, I'm like, wow, that was really cool. I learned so much and grew, whatever.
So I want to go back to developing that mentality, because I think it's something that even when you're in the thick of it, whether it is like whatever the type 2 fun that you're in the thick of it is, right? Like I've had plenty of experiences where I'm sitting there and I'm like, I hate this. I hate what's happening. I hate that these logistics aren't dialed, that this financing isn't coming through. Like everyone has an experience where like, this is not working the way that I want it to work, and it's so freaking frustrating. How did you develop that ability to go from this frustration to turning it into not just frustration that's going to stay with you, but type 2 fun, where you're like, but I didn't have to love it in the moment, but I will take it as a positive moving forward.
Yeah, and appreciate it for sure. I love the word like developing because it has absolutely been a process. I mean, this has been a part of my snowboarding career since I started. But I would say, yes,
so like
former
there's
gymnast.
a little bit of mental strength that happens there anyway.
For sure. Which that could be a whole other podcast. Okay. But I would say like, I'm a big journaler.
Yeah.
I think introspection, self-reflection is like one of the most important things that I could do for myself. And what I have learned by journaling through time is there's always a trend.
Yeah.
Shit was hard. I got through it. I came out better because of it. And I just kind of like, when I'm in the thick of it, I'm going to complain. I'm going to be frustrated. You might hear me be negative. Oh, no. But for real, right. Can't. It's ruined my positive image. No, but seriously, like, I'm going to allow myself to feel those feelings. However, I know it's going to be okay because it always has been.
Yeah. That's like, it's something I've talked about in therapy often.
Love.
Is like one of those moments where you're sitting there and you're like, she literally had me, I was panicking about X, Y, and Z, and who knows what it was. And she was like, I just have to ask you a question. When have you not figured it out before?
Amen.
And I was like,
Yep.
Dang it. Like, shit, I don't know. I've always figured it out.
Exactly.
But it is in that moment, you're like, I don't want to figure it out. I want it to be easy. I want it to be seamless. But then I wouldn't have all this experience of like, but I did figure it out.
Yeah.
And it's like, that's how you develop confidence.
Yeah.
That's how you develop the way you move through life with that, like, hey, the world's going to keep turning kind of thing. So
exactly.
One of the things that I was really glad you were vocal about in Italy in particular was the classifications. So tell us a little, take us inside the difference between LL1, LL2, where you compete, and why the heck we don't have more divisions.
Yes. So in para-snowboarding, there's 2 light classifications, so LL1 and LL2. I am classified LL1, which is the equivalent of an above the knee amputation or like a double below the knee, something with 2 joints affected, or some kind of neurological disability that is supposed to be similar to these disabilities.
Okay.
And then an LL2 is the same, but like single. So a single below the knee, or a neurological disability that's maybe less impaired as an LL1.
Okay.
It's not a perfect system. Even within those 2 categories, like in a perfect world, everyone would have their own space. I think that's obviously the most equitable thing. However, we don't have that. But that is the most fair we have been able to get it, especially with the numbers. So the numbers is a very important factor for the IPC on whether or not it's a Paralympic sport. So what happened in my category is 2018, we had a mass retiring of women in para-snowboard, and snowboarding is a male-dominated sport, so it's already hard to get women into snowboarding, and then put a disability on there. It's very, very difficult. Like, hey, you're disabled, come fly down this course. That might disable you more.
Yeah.
It's a hard sell.
Yeah.
Believe it or not.
Not everybody likes to hurdle themselves down a mountain.
Right.
Yeah.
So we had a lot of women retire. We had some come in. They just weren't ready for the world stage. And myself and Cecile Hernandez, my other LO1 competitor, we were there. We were able to compete at World Cups in the LL2 category.
Okay.
So our federation at the time was like, okay, you're at a disadvantage. It's not hurting anyone, you being here. There's not very many LO2 women either. So if you can't fill a podium in LO1, go compete at LO2 so you can get experience, and like, it makes sense. It's filling more numbers, more exposure. When the qualification guide for the Paralympics came out, in, I think it was, 2019, 2020, we, the LO1 women, were excluded from competing combined with the LO2. And we were told the whole time we were competing combined that it would be in the games. It would be just like this. And there were, of course, some reasonings for us, but they were never stated, because if they did, I'm sure some people would be in a lot of trouble of why we weren't allowed to compete. So as I was digging in, I never got real answers of why we couldn't, and it never felt right. And I could have gone, this is too much work. I've got 2 kids, I've got a family, like, I don't need, sit this one out, right? Yeah, like, fine, I guess you win. But then I really started to think about what the Paralympics stands for, and it's all about representation so that they can make changes within society. If we can show you what people living with disabilities with access to equipment can do, let's make that happen in society. And so I'm thinking about snowboard in my own journey, and I'm like, I wouldn't be here if I didn't see an above-the-knee amputee snowboarding or know that they could. In fact, when I started snowboarding, I was told it was too dangerous to do it as an above-knee amputee.
Whoa.
So I'm like, I'm not gonna let this happen. Like, we need that representation. And so I found a lawyer who got me in touch with another lawyer. One thing led to another. I sued the IPC on the basis of disability discrimination, and we won. We were able to compete, and that was probably one of my favorite moments in my career, being able to win that.
It's huge, because if it wasn't for you, not only would you not be able to compete, but you have no idea the impact that you're having on the next generation of snowboarders. And it's something that you have been really vocal about. So first off, thank you. And great job, because I know that's not easy, and it feels like a very lonely road. What kept you going?
Just thinking about my younger self, but also I know the other above-the-knee amputee women and LO1 women that are out there that want to compete, that are training their butts off, that are investing so much money into their sport. For what? And so we're not done fighting. So to everybody who's listening, 2016 we were still combined. So I competed at a disadvantage at the last games, the only above-the-knee amputee on the course. I'm not the only above-the-knee amputee in para-snowboarding. I'm not the only above-the-knee amputee that can go out there and hold their own. I was just the only above-the-knee amputee who was able to be successful against less impaired athletes. And that's not fair. It shouldn't be that way. So we have the opportunity to win our class back this year. It's looking hopeful. It's all about how many women we have and how many countries, but it's looking promising. So hopefully the next games I'll be in LO1.
Oh my gosh, because the World Cup season starts like in the fall.
Yes, November.
November. Okay. So that's the other thing that I really want to hammer home. It's like, we're here at She Weekend. We're celebrating everything that was the 2026 Olympics and Paralympics, and we don't have to wait till 2030 to watch you compete again, because there's World Cups happening every single year. So now we're going to talk about the fact that you're like ready to commit, that you want to try and come back for 2030. What is bringing that, like, what is your why?
I mean, right now it's to get my girls back in the games, right? Like, I want to have a fair competition for the above-the-knee amputee women. We deserve it. We deserve it. If that doesn't happen, there's more in there. I think a lot of my performance at this games was mental. Just competing at a disadvantage for as long as I have been is hard.
Yeah.
And I think I let that win a little bit. There was a lot of self-doubt that I was constantly correcting.
Got it.
And that's a lot of energy.
Yeah.
And
a ton of energy.
A ton of energy. And it's almost like not meeting the standard that I've always met allowed me to see that it's okay and take some of that pressure off of like, okay, you did the one thing you were scared of, walking away without a medal. Like, you're fine. Here you are. So I almost feel like that noise is gone.
Wow.
And I'm thinking next games, like, I'm sure it's games, right? There's always going to be pressure.
Yeah.
But I won't have that at a disadvantage, right?
Totally.
Yeah.
Well, and I think that's, it's so annoying because it's like a lesson that you have to learn over and over again. But it's like, there's going to be different noise. And like, I think that the goal is maybe not to have no noise, but to just have it be different noise.
Yeah.
Because then you go into it and you're like, well, I've got this. So it's like building these blocks of confidence. So then when this noise comes in, you're like, well, I've got all these other blocks over here to remind me that like I am capable of handling it. Kind of thing.
Exactly.
So I love that. So we're gonna have different noise.
Yes.
Going into France
there will be
2030.
noise, but I know I can handle walking without a medal, so I won't have that fear.
Yep.
So I'm gonna walk away with another medal.
Yes, that's exactly right.
I got 4 years.
That's exactly right. Okay, before we let you go, we have to talk about She Weekend.
Yes.
I'm so stoked that
Yes.
it's Olympics, it's Paralympics, it's all of you guys together. What has been your favorite part about being here this weekend?
Yeah. I have watched all of these women. I am friends with some of these women, and so to be able to like fully celebrate and just like not only celebrate what we've done in sport, like individually, but like we're all a part of the movement and the growth of women's sports. And to just take a minute, even if it's only 4 days, to just sit in that and to celebrate that. And it's almost like a momentum boost, right? To like keep going, to keep pushing, because like, I don't know, women are awesome. I don't really watch men's sports, so I don't know. That's what I'm saying.
Well, I think of it kind of as like, for me, right, even in broadcasting, so often you're the only woman in the room, or you're one of a very few number of women in the room. And thankfully, as my career has gone on, more women have gotten involved in sports broadcasting, so that number keeps growing. But moments like this for me are that reminder of like, we're all kind of on these individual paths, and like we said, it can get lonely sometimes. And the mental work of that is exhausting, to be like, I am fighting an uphill battle and it feels like I'm alone. And now here we are at this weekend and we're like, wait a minute, I'm not alone, because you're here and you're here and you're here, and like, it's beautiful. I love it.
Thank you for putting that to words for me, because that's exactly what it is. When I think about disability growth, I often say, I'm like, I didn't do any of what I have accomplished alone, ever. And it always started with like speaking out, connecting. And that's, I feel like, exactly what we're doing. Like, I don't feel as connected to women's sports, I'll be honest, because there is still a separation between disabled sports and just non-disabled sports. So I've had a hard time to find my space within women's sports specifically. And this event has given me that, exactly what you said, like, you guys are here and we all want to win, right? Like, we all want to see this grow, whether or not I'm competing. Like, I want to see it grow. So, yeah, I like that. Oh, thank you.
Of course, to do it together. I love that. Okay, thanks for coming by, Brenna. Thanks for watching the PowHErful podcast. We'll be back.
Welcome back to the PowHErful podcast. I'm so excited to be joined by the one, the only, Laila Edwards. We've been hanging out all of She Weekend.
She's been following me.
Well, there's some debate about that, but I finally got you on the podcast. Tell me, what has been your favorite part so far about She Weekend?
I think my favorite part about She Weekend has probably been like to see how many people are supporting women's sports, like being alongside these incredible athletes, like everyone here, and even just incredible people who are helping support women's sports, like yourself, just putting it out there. It's amazing, and I'm just so happy to be here.
And it's so cool because you were a part of the team that was kind of the original impetus for Flava Flav to get involved, right? It was like, we want the women's hockey team to come out and celebrate a gold medal. Take me inside the locker room when that tweet went viral and you saw that Flava Flav was talking about y'all.
I mean, we had just left the Olympics, so unfortunately we all went our separate ways, but right away our whole group chat was like, oh, we're doing whatever it is, we're doing it. We're going. Like, this is so cool. And we already talked about Flava Flav all the time because Dancing with the Stars. So it was just like so cool, and just to see him being so supportive, we were all just so happy.
You had to be happy already because you're walking away with the gold medal.
Right.
You scored against Canada. That was so, and you made plenty of history along the way too. What was your Olympic experience like?
I had an incredible Olympic experience. I learned so much, like about myself, about the game of hockey, just about, being the best of the best at the top level. And it was just like, whoa, like your hard work, it really does pay off.
Yeah.
It's like I dreamt of going to the Olympics my whole life, and then winning a gold medal was just like the cherry on top.
What did you learn about yourself while you were in Italy?
I learned that like even in the most like tense moments, the most, I would say important, or the highs of the high, like I can still bring that calm energy and that, that just like kind of low key and chillness where it's like still taking it serious, but like we don't have to be super tense.
Yeah.
And I learned that throughout the tournament that I kind of grew and was pretty good at that.
Yeah, and that's such an important thing to have as a dynamic, especially in a team sport, because I think that's one of the things. So many of the Olympic sports are often individual,
Right?
But you guys are a team all the time. And so how did you kind of work your way through the locker room dynamic and like figuring out like, okay, this is where I fit in on the Olympic team. This is how I can bring that energy.
Yeah, it's a great question. I just remember thinking like I'm one of the younger players, and like not that I didn't feel like I could be a leader, but I knew I didn't need to be as vocal. We have our older players or our experienced veterans who know what they're doing. So I just remember thinking like I'll do, I'll kind of read the room. I'll know when to speak, when not to speak, and I feel like I didn't need to do, like I said, a lot of speaking. It was more just like, okay, maybe I can even be a leader to the younger players, because I was, lucky enough to be getting a lot of ice time and just getting a ton of experience. So I knew that I had the ability to either give advice or just be a shoulder for someone to lean on, and kind of, we obviously had a very successful tournament, so we weren't too stressed. But if there were any stressful moments, just trying to be that sort of outlet of just, it's okay, like we'll be okay.
Yeah. You were so good at finding your place in the locker room, and outside of it though, you had so much attention on you because you were making history as the first Black woman to play for Team USA at the Olympics, the first Black woman to score a goal for Team USA at the Olympics. How did you manage the representation that you were carrying?
That's a really good question. I think I haven't perfected it. I'm still working on it, but I think just looking at it as it's like what an honor. Like I have the opportunity to inspire other people. I've even learned that I've inspired people outside of hockey. Yeah. So I'm like, I just remember taking it like, okay, I don't love the attention, but look at this opportunity I've been handed. I have to take full advantage of it. I have to do what I can, inspire other people, and I've just been given such a wonderful platform that it kind of would be a waste if I didn't use it.
What did you want people to see as you were this role model? Like, what did you want them to take away from you stepping into this role?
Right. Another good question. I sound like a broken record, but
I'm honored, actually. It's like the best compliment ever.
Okay, good. I think I wanted people to see that like representation matters. So I get to the highest level, which is wonderful, but what can I do at the highest level? So I think I really wanted people to see that I was also able to succeed even after getting on that roster. Because getting on that roster is hard, and then succeeding at that level is even harder. So I thought it was really important to kind of try to showcase what I'm capable of, because that just also emphasizes the representation.
Yeah. What are you up to now? What's life been like post-Olympics? As we've been side questing, we're just signed to San Jose,
maxing.
right?
Yes.
Yeah, a lot of side quest maxing. Take me inside the Laila Edwards side questing.
I've been living out of my suitcase.
Fantastic.
I don't even know where my home is anymore.
Are we enjoying this side quest? Because it doesn't sound very fun. She's like,
we're
actually
trying to enjoy the side quest.
Okay.
No, we are. Just doing so many cool things. Like, I've been all over the world. It's been so fun. I mean, what have I been doing? Like obviously right after the Olympics, we went to the national championship. But then after that, like I went to Coachella. What else did I do? I've done so many things. Like I went to the F1 Grand Prix in Monaco.
Epic.
Yeah, it was really cool. Then I went to Ireland.
Oh.
I'm not
Backstreet
supposed
Boys last
to.
night?
Yes, Backstreet Boys meet and greet here in Vegas, and the ESPYs was a couple of days ago in New York City. That was unbelievable, and then it's just been like so many cool things, like meeting so many cool people. Try not to fangirl, but it takes over. The fangirling takes over.
I mean, obviously, I've been following you all weekend. I get it.
Yeah, it's getting weird though. It's getting weird.
Oh my gosh. So obviously we've got a few years until the next Olympic cycle. What are you most excited about within hockey over the next few years? Like, what's getting you pumped to get back on the ice?
Totally. I think the rapid growth that women's hockey is seeing and the progress that we've made but can definitely continue to make. I think we have a lot of room for improvement, the best way to put it. But I'm really excited for women's hockey, and I think by that next Olympics, we'll have that attention that we were receiving throughout the tournament, but then especially that final game, like we'll hopefully be getting that more consistently.
Yeah. What do you see for the PWHL in the next few years?
I see tremendous growth in the PWHL. I don't know what the number of teams will be, but I think the people will start having a very good average fan base. And I remember like Seattle this year had an average of like 12,700, 800, and I think they led the league in that. And I think every team will hopefully have that and just experience what it's like to, be appreciated for what you do in women's sports.
I love that. Well, I'm officially done following you this weekend.
Thank
We're
God.
good.
No, I'm kidding.
The PowHErful
Wait, how did
podcast.
you remember all those questions?
As much time as you put into hockey.
Is there a teleprompter?
There's no teleprompter. But as much time as you put into hockey, I put into making sure I'm ready for these interviews.
I respect that.
Thank you.
I don't know when last time I had an interview like that. Which is
I'm
fine.
honored.
Like people read off their things, but I was impressed. Like I was looking for the teleprompter.
No teleprompter, girl.
Okay.
That's
Kudos,
awesome.
AJ.
Thank you. All right. Now we're done because you just complimented me. So we're good. See you later.
That's all it took. I should have said that the first question. No, I'm kidding.
Welcome back to the PowHErful podcast. No big deal. Jessie Diggins, I'm so excited to have you. You have been one of my favorite Winter Olympians for so long. And watching you I got emotional watching you in Cortina. I can't imagine how it felt for you. Tell me how it felt for you to be in the latest iteration of the Olympics.
Oh my goodness. Well, I got emotional too. So we're on the same
Okay,
page.
great.
Cried a lot. I broke down when we left the town because I've been going there and racing there since 2012 or 2013, and we're on a venue that is very meaningful to me. It's where my teammate Keegan Randall and I won world championships, and all of my teammates who have been like big brothers and sisters to me. Like we have so many memories in that town. And so leaving the tiny little town of Predazzo where I've like run every single cobblestone street, I was just like, oh, and my teammates were all hugging me like, it's okay, we get it. Like this is really special for you. And so having this last Olympics, I knew it was going to be my last, and I shared that with everyone, and so I felt like everyone was in on it with me.
Yeah.
Like everyone was like, we get it, we're giving you extra hugs. I had so many friends and family. I knew like 60 to 70 people there.
Oh my gosh.
And that was just
in
who
that
had
tiny
traveled
town,
there.
yeah.
Yeah, who had traveled there, not
You're like,
including
we're
my
taking
friends who were
over.
locals.
Yeah.
Like I also know some of the locals. And
Yeah.
so like, it was incredible getting to share that experience with all these people who have been a part of my village, like they say it takes a village, and really truly I felt that love and I needed it. Like I got really hurt early in the game, so I was in a lot of pain, and there's also just a lot of stress and expectation and pressure and lights and cameras and everything that goes into the Olympics. So having my husband, like the most important person in my life, my family, my little sister, my high school coach was there with her entire family, and I used to babysit her kids.
No.
Yeah, so it was so cool. It was very full circle.
Oh my gosh. And so I want to talk, the thing I think I hope you realize is the reason you have such a village is because you've been so vulnerable throughout your journey, and it's been so freaking relatable because I grew up in gymnastics, so I understood the struggles that you shared about body dysmorphia and eating disorders and all these things. And so it makes it so easy to celebrate you because you're so human and you're so willing to be vulnerable with us. How has it felt now that the games are past and you're in this season of transition? How are you doing?
Oh, well, thank you for saying that. It means a lot because I feel like winning an Olympic gold medal is maybe not the most relatable, but it is relatable and human to struggle. to need to say like, hey, I need to lean on my support system. Like I need to go for a walk with my best friend. I need to call my family. I need to journal and talk to no one for an hour. You know, like
Yes.
it's just that's the thing that we can all relate to is like working your best every day towards your goals, but also needing support. And I think that was really important to me to share that so people know whatever you're struggling with, it is okay. It is okay to not be perfect because it is okay to struggle. It is okay to need help. You can get better.
Yeah.
Like that hope is so real. I'm not just saying it because when I was 18, I was in a place where like, that's it. There's no hope for me. This is my life now. And it isn't. I have so much joy and so much love in my life. And I didn't think I was going to have that. So that's really important for me. And in this transition, honestly, like same thing, like bring in all the joy, bring in all the love, keep your support system. Like I've kept in touch with my eating disorder doctor, my sport dietitian, my sports psychologist, all of whom have worked with me for years. And that was very intentional. I was like, look, I know this transition is going to be different. My life's going to be different. I'm getting into keynote speaking. And so it'll be really fun to not have my body be my job. But now I have other pressures and things that I'm excited for. And so just keeping my support system, like this big warm hug around me everywhere I go, that's been really cool. And it's been so helpful. Highly recommend.
Yeah, well, it seems like it's so cool to hear you just so joyful still, because this is a big transition. So like, what are you most, I mean, I saw you were in Broken Arrow. So like we're on side quest galore right now.
So many side quests up mountains.
So tell me a little bit more about like the side quests that are filling you right now.
Yes. Well, I am 80 years old on the inside. So I have been literally like knitting a sweater, baking, and gardening. Yeah, that's what I do. And reading books. That's like what I do.
What are the books? Tell me the books. Do you have a rec?
I'm like kind of embarrassed. Very like a lot of fluff.
Great. No, that's good. That's what books are for.
I love the Fourth Wing series. Love it.
Yes.
Love it.
You're among friends. This is a safe space.
I saved it to reread during the Olympics because I was like, I know I want something that will pull me in and just feel like I'm in this totally different world that I can totally escape to. And I've already read it, so I'm not like nervous about what's going to happen. And so I was like, I'm going to reread these. Yeah. And that's going to be my Olympic series.
Perfect.
But yeah, I've also been working really hard on the keynote speech. So while I'm out running, training for trail races, I will be that person who's like on single track talking to myself. I will do the entire 45-minute speech from memory just to practice it and make sure it's in there.
Yeah.
And I'm like, this is so fun. Like, this is so different for me. It's such a different goal and a different challenge, but it's similar to sports in that you have a goal, working towards it. Your training plan is like practicing your speech, but it involves physical activity because I did a lot of speech writing on the spin bike because that's where I get all my best ideas. I'm just like sweating and like, but then I can have my phone there to be like while I'm pedaling, just like typing out notes frantically, and it's a little bit of like a mad scientist approach, but it's been fun for me. I'm really enjoying it.
Well, and it's cool because it feels like then you also still have like, I don't want to say a performance, but kind of at the end, right? So it's like very similar. You can apply all of these things that you've learned, and now you're sharing those lessons just in a different way.
Totally. Yeah. I mean, in sport, you have one moment, everyone's watching you, the lights are bright, and you want to inspire people. You want people to walk out of there being like, I'm going to run up a mountain. I'm going to sign up for a 5K. I'm going to lift bigger weights in the gym. Like, I'm going to be strong. Like, I'm going to do all this stuff. And that's the same thing in speaking. Like, you have one moment to be up on stage. The lights are bright. Everyone's watching. And I want everyone to walk out of my speech being like, I can do this. Like, I'm going to go after some big goals. I'm going to take care of myself. I've learned something about mental health, but I've also learned something about teamwork and leadership and confidence. And I'm going to be my best. Yeah. And that it gets me very excited. Like I have this opportunity to really reach out and touch people and leave them with this little piece of me and that they can take home and be like, all right, I'm fired up.
Yeah, I love that. And it's your joy is contagious, your empowerment is contagious. And now we're here at She Weekend, which I know that you have been an Olympian for long enough to remember how little attention there can be on the games, on female Olympians and Paralympians. What does it feel like to be a part of this kind of celebration?
This is huge. I am so grateful to everyone involved. Flav, all the organizers, all the brands who are like, yes, women in sports. Like, we want them to feel like rock stars because they work so hard and they inspire so many people. And we reach more people. We inspire more kids when we lift up women's sports and become more visible. And I want to, like, it makes me think back to, we finally had our first World Cup in the US in like 23 years in Minneapolis a couple years ago. And I got the coolest message from a mom who said her 4-year-old son watched our race and then turned to his mom and said, "Mom, she's so cool. Can a boy do that?"
Yes, please. I got chills.
Yeah, I know. And I was like, we're not just inspiring little girls. We are inspiring everyone, every age, every gender expression. The fact that he was wondering, like, do you think I could be like her, Mom? I was like, oh my God. I like burst into tears. I was like, this is what we're doing. Like, this is why we do this. This is so cool. And I feel like weekends like this, they elevate all of these different sports, Paralympics, Olympics, all the sports that get overlooked because they're not like the ones that get the primetime TV slot. And that is so cool and so important because you never know who you're going to reach and who you're going to inspire and whose life you're going to change.
No, it's so good. This weekend has been, I think of it as one of those like weekends where we've all been running our individual races, right? Like we've all been on these separate trails and now we're meeting.
Yeah,
And
they all
it's like,
converge.
They're all converging.
Yeah.
And it's like everybody has those moments. I know that I do as a broadcaster of these sports where you're looking around and you're like, I'm alone. This is it. I'm by myself, you know, and like you're in the cross country world. Brenna's in the snowboarding, Paralympic snowboarding. Like there's all these ones. And now together it's looking around and you're like, oh, this is why though. We can like come to a weekend like this and feel empowered by each other and encouraged by each other. And you bring that everywhere. So thanks for being here this weekend. It's just, great to catch up with you.
Thank you.
Yeah, and wishing you the best in transition season. I can't wait to see what the side quest is next.
Oh, I got some things cooking. Don't worry.
Okay.
You'll find out
Stay tuned.
soon.
That's on Stay Tuned. Thanks, Jessie.
Welcome back to the PowHERful podcast. I'm so excited. First time Olympian, Bea Kim, joining us now. Bea, we talked before you made that Olympic team, and then like 2 weeks later, it was announced. You did it, and you made it to the finals for snowboard. Tell me a little bit about the experience as a first-time Olympian.
Well, thank you for having me. It was honestly so crazy and so surreal. It's been a few months now, and I genuinely still don't believe that it happened. But it was anything and everything I could have asked for first games. Had all my friends and family out to support, and you know, I thought I rode pretty well. I was really happy with the stuff that I did out there.
You made it to the finals, which is like such a big deal for those who don't know about the snowboard qualification, right? You do a qualifying round and then top 12, make it to finals, which is huge because especially in your field, there's so much talent. There are so many incredible women competing in snowboard right now. What did it feel like to be a part of that group?
Well, I think the games was definitely like one of the craziest women's finals we've ever seen, and just like quali's the whole competition in itself, just as you're saying. It was like the progression is wild. We're seeing the doubles and the tens and everyone spinning all four ways, amplitude, mixing up the grabs, like so much variety. So it's just really special to be a part of that, and you know, to see Chloe up and Maddie and all the girls, it just,
I know, Team USA is stacked.
Yeah.
You have Chloe, you have both Maddies, Maddie Shaffrick, Maddie Mastro.
Yeah, Maddie Shaffrick, I feel so like we kind of were on this like crazy journey of like first games together, and she rode so incredibly well, and it was, I was very grateful to like be doing that all with her, and like, so that's a lot of fun.
And it's so cool because I think, take us inside Maddie Shaffrick's backstory. If you've listened to the podcast, we had her on as well, but she's somebody who was a prodigy. She was in your shoes 10, 15 years ago, and then fell out of love with the sport, came back, is doing it her own way, and one of the things that she loves so much is being a part of your generation of snowboarding.
Yeah.
And so tell me, like, take me inside the dynamic of having somebody with that experience and with that mentality to be with you for your first games.
I mean, she just, like, her energy and everything just taught me so much about how to take it seriously, of course, but also really, really make sure that you're doing it for the right reasons and that you're doing it because you love it. And just having that around is like such a good constant reminder to myself, and I know to a lot of other girls as well, of like, we're not doing this for this or whatever, for sponsors or blah blah blah. Like, do it because you love it, and if you don't love it, then maybe it's, you know, it's not the thing to do. Like Maddie, and we've seen it with so many other athletes who are kind of taking this mental health break from their sport and then coming back even stronger. So I feel, I don't know.
As you've been working, I mean, you're still young in your career, but how have you balanced that so far? Because every time we talk, it's joy. You love being on the snow. You love flipping, 40 feet up in the air above an ice wall. How have you found that balance so early in your career?
I think just because my career stemmed from just loving snowboarding, and then it turned into that. I didn't get into snowboarding with the intention of I want to go to the Olympics. It was I love snowboarding, and then it gradually grew from there. So I think that, but it's definitely, there's totally days and weeks and months where I'm questioning what's going on here. You're really struggling with something, and you're am I doing this for the right reasons? And I think I think it is good to take time away and make sure, just check in with yourself. But I think just being surrounded by so many incredible women in snowboarding, obviously in all the other sports as well, it's just you can't help but not be happy.
I know, and speaking of being happy and surrounded by incredible women, we're at She Weekend in Vegas, and all week you've gotten to interact and hang out with all of these women from different sports, from different walks of life, sponsors, brands, all of the things. What has this weekend felt like for you?
This weekend has been so crazy.
She's club, buzz, another club, that whatever that TikTok is, that's what's happening here at She Weekend.
No, seriously. I don't know. It's just everyone's just so joyful and so happy and grateful to be here. Obviously, to the She Weekend team, to Flav, of course, and to be in Vegas is just a mecca of crazy, which is I think everybody kind of needs this celebratory weekend. So.
It's awesome.
I don't know. I feel like I should have something so profound to say about it, but it's genuinely, it's it's just so much fun.
You know what? But it comes back to exactly what we were just talking about. Do it for the love of the game. Do it because you enjoy it, and then you have a weekend like this that it doesn't have to have any crazy agenda. It's just joy-filled. Exactly. And that's beautiful.
Yeah.
I love that.
Totally.
Well, thanks for coming by.
Thank you
it's
so
so
much
good
for
to catch
having
up.
me. Yes.
We'll see you World Cup season coming up.
Maybe.
Well,
college.
College first. College first, and
yes.
then we focus on the other things. I love it. Awesome.
Yeah.
Thanks for coming by.
Thanks for having
Good
me.
to see you.
Yes.
Stay tuned. We've got more episodes dropping all the time, so make sure you subscribe everywhere you get your podcasts.